70% of the world's internet traffic flows through a few square miles of warehouses in one quiet Virginia suburb. And the electric bills of families 3 states away are rising to keep those warehouses fed. This is not an accident. The place is called Data Center Alley. Nearly 50 million square feet of server halls drawing almost 5,000 megawatts of power. Inside these windowless buildings live the clouds of Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, the machinery behind nearly everything you do online. For 20 years they grew quietly. Then artificial intelligence arrived, and each new building started demanding as much power as a small city. This hunger is so extreme that America's most infamous nuclear plant is coming back from the dead. We will get there. Dominion, Virginia's power company, now says its transmission grid is at or near capacity for any new data center connection. Some projects already in the queue simply cannot be served on schedule. The land is there. The money is there. What is missing is electricity itself, and that shortage is quietly rewriting how power works for everyone else on the grid. To understand why, you first need to see how much energy artificial intelligence actually eats. The numbers are hard to believe. Goldman Sachs tracks American data center power demand, 31 gigawatts in 2025, 41 gigawatts in 2026. The year after that, 66 gigawatts, more than doubling in just 2 years. Nothing else on the grid grows this fast. By 2027, data centers may take 8.5% of America's peak power, 1 watt in 12. Globally, data centers will burn through more than 1,000 terawatt hours in 2026, more electricity than all of Japan. Why so much? Training a modern artificial intelligence means racks of specialized chips running flat out for months without a pause. And that is just school. Every question you ask a chatbot afterward fires those same chips again, somewhere, every single time. Here is a detail that should worry you. The giant machines that generate electricity are now sold out for years. Remember that. New power plants and transmission lines take many years of permitting and construction before they can deliver a single new watt. A data center rises in a fraction of that time, so demand is sprinting while the supply of power is stuck walking. And in electricity markets, when demand outruns supply, prices move. The bill lands somewhere you might not expect: your mailbox. Much of the eastern United States shares one giant grid run by an operator called PJM. Its job is keeping lights on. Every year, PJM runs an auction, paying power plants to promise they will show up on the hottest, most desperate days. In 2024, that promise cost about $29 per megawatt day. For 2026, $329. More than 10 times higher. Analysts found data centers drove 63% of the jump, $9.3 billion. That money is not paid by the data centers alone. It is recovered from customers, meaning everyone connected to the grid. Starting June 2026, ratepayers across the region are collectively paying an additional $1.4 billion in capacity costs. By 2028, the average household in this region could pay $70 more per month, $840 yearly. West Virginia never built a data center alley. Its families watch their bills climb anyway, because grids ignore state lines. Lawmakers have noticed. Senators are now pushing bills to make data centers pay their own way, instead of leaning on households. The technology companies know exactly how this looks. Their answer is one of the strangest comebacks in American industrial history. In 1979, 3 Mile Island suffered America's worst commercial nuclear accident. The name itself became a warning. Its surviving reactor kept running until 2019, when cheap gas made it unprofitable, and the plant quietly shut down. Then Microsoft came calling. A 20-year deal for the plant's entire output, 835 megawatts, all for data centers. Constellation Energy aims to restart the reactor by 2028. That is the nuclear resurrection this whole story was building toward. But there is only one 3 Mile Island. Most data center builders are turning to the fastest, reliable option, natural gas. Orders for big combined cycle gas turbines have surged so hard that the manufacturing backlog now stretches 3 to 5 years. That is the sold-out machine problem from earlier. You can have billions of dollars and still be told, get in line. Giant projects like Stargate, without easy nuclear access, favor gas because it runs around the clock, unlike wind and sun. But what if you are racing rivals, measured in months, and every legal path takes years? One company found a third option. It happened in South Memphis, Tennessee, and it shows exactly what this race is willing to burn to stay in front. In June 2024, Elon Musk's XAI switched on Colossus, a giant training supercomputer on the south side of Memphis. To feed it, the company installed as many as 35 gas turbines. It did not obtain air permits for them. In practical terms, a full power plant appeared beside a neighborhood without the paperwork a power plant is supposed to carry. Environmental lawyers calculated the turbines could emit 2,500 tons of smog-forming nitrogen oxides in a single year. That would make one computing facility the largest industrial source of smog chemicals in a region already failing federal air standards. The NAACP and Earthjustice sued under the Clean Air Act. Under pressure, XAI removed the unpermitted turbines from that first site. Then 27 new turbines appeared just across the state line in South Haven, Mississippi, nearly 500 megawatts of generation. A conventional power plant's worth of capacity, standing again beside residential communities, once again powering the race for artificial intelligence. Then came the twist. The Justice Department asked the court to drop the case, calling the turbines a matter of national security. Whatever you think of that argument, notice what it admits. Artificial intelligence is now officially too important to wait for permits. Step back and the story is clear. Within a year, 1 watt in 12 on America's hottest afternoons feeds a data center. A grid designed around factories, offices, and homes is being redesigned in real time around the appetite of thinking machines. The bottleneck of the artificial intelligence race has quietly shifted. It is no longer chips or talent. It is electricity. So the fight now is over who pays. Virginia has already created a separate electricity rate class just for data centers. Other states will copy it, or they won't. And that choice will decide whose monthly bill absorbs the cost of intelligence. Because that is what this is. Intelligence as an industrial commodity, manufactured in bulk, measured in gigawatts, priced like steel or aluminum. Every question you type is a tiny electrical event in a warehouse you will never see on somebody's grid, somewhere. The cloud was never a cloud. It is a building, on a power line, next to a neighborhood, sending someone the bill. And electricity is only half of what these buildings consume. The other half flows in through pipes. Millions of gallons of water. Where that water comes from, and what happens when a town runs short, is a story even stranger than this one.